Yeah, this is Naz. Welcome back. Doing another video again. Yeah, today I'm just showing a little bit of love for Ursawa. Just kind of touch base on his Pluto and monster here. Particularly, I just want to touch base on monster here. Like this volume 5 here is kind of the middle. I think there's 9 volumes. Deals with Tanma, the doctor who is on the run for being I don't want to spoil it, but in this particular volume, there is a scene, and the way the panels uh, display the scene that occurs. I don't want to show it because it's gonna spoil the series. Is something that is engraved, like in my memory. It's just the way a few panels, basically, just maybe 2 pages in here, the way that panels progress in the storytelling. I don't think anything can do justice to it as far as paneling and storytelling in any other format. So it just particularly struck a memory, and I just always come back to it and just look at that particular page. The series overall is great, and after this I think the pacing is a little bit slower, but overall the way the story is told, a lot of the characters, Tenma, Grimmer, are by far one of the best characters that you will find. A little bit of background that I had with Monster. I originally, when I used to watch anime, I used to look up the best anime, and then it would always show me like Death Note, and on the psychological level, Monster was always regarded up there as one of the best. And originally I watched the anime up to a certain point, but around 23 or 24 episodes in, I think there's like 50 episodes, I didn't like the way that the pacing was, so I never really completed it. So it is great that I got this and finally concluded the series. And the reason, before I collected this, I think I found these 3 volumes here, 10, 11, and 12, 10, 12, and 11. I found these volumes at a half price books, and this was before I started collecting the omnibus. And something that, I didn't read the series yet, so I just one day read, before I even read these series, I just read this volume 11. Is this 11? No, volume 10, I mean. And this volume just deals with and introduces this character Grimmer here, who's pretty much a journalist who's looking into an orphanage. And the thing that really struck me about this particular volume is that without knowing the story that had happened before it, you can actually get into this volume and read it and kind of enjoy it on its own. I think that just this particular character and the story that is being told in this can be self-contained, and that it begins a story as to what type of investigation he's doing, and concludes the story within this single volume. And this little mini arc, or just this character's introduction into how he fits into the grand scope of things, kind of just struck with me. So like, I can actually part ways with these 2 volumes, because I really don't care about them, and I don't necessarily need them, because I have the whole series here. I also have this particular part in here as well, but somehow, because of that fact, I have a sentimental attachment to it, and I don't know. So particularly, I do have a double. I don't care about 11 and 12 here, but this one, because of that, just like, I don't even know why I read it, because I was like, don't read it, you're gonna spoil the series for yourself. But when I read it, because I did watch the anime a little bit, I kind of knew the theme, what the story was about, and just kind of how the characters introduced Grimmer. And you'll find out later more about him, as he has a little bit of a complex, and how he does his investigation into the series, how he kind of adds to the plot, and how he's developed in this one particular volume. That's it. Was just astonishing. It's like stuck with me to this day. So it's like, I don't know. I don't want to part ways with this particular volume 10. And in here, I think 10 is in here. So it's 2 volumes, yeah. And there's also that scene preceding. So it's volume 9 then in here. The scene that precedes this particular volume in here is something that I go back to always. And I'm thinking actually of rereading the series, even though I haven't read it in a while. And I'm probably gonna enjoy it more. So that is Monster. Ursawa is basically one of the best up there with his 20th Century Boys and Pluto. It's you know, can't say enough about Monster. And it's gorgeous. Now this is Pluto. His other series, shorter series, is just only 8 volumes only. And the way this series looks on the shelf is just a reason on its own just to get it. And that's pretty much it. Like, don't even read it. Just get it. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those paintings on a wall that you can just look at, and that's what it can serve. But the series is a retelling of some sort. Originally, I think that was the idea, to retell. Ursawa wanted to retell Tezuka's Astro Boy, but the conclusion that I gathered after I read this series is that the take, or the way the reimagining had, the way it unfolds is something that I don't think even Ursawa could have predicted. I think it just took a life of its own, and the story becomes something that is totally different. And you don't necessarily even have to know about Astro Boy to enjoy this series, and it's gorgeous. In this particular series, Astro is not called Astro; he's called Adam, and but it doesn't only deal with him. It just deals with these other robots, advanced robots that are particularly being targeted because of the dynamic of this world, because of the way society views in this particular world, the way society views artificial intelligence. I mean, highly intelligent robots that can pass for human beings, that can basically solve complex ideas that some could, so we could say that they possess emotions, they feel sorrow, they feel pain, grief, and because of the incidents that happen in this world, the dynamic so the relationship between humans and artificial intelligent robots, AI, is explored, and the way it unfolds. One particular thing that I enjoyed about it is, whereas our main character gets here, the one that does the investigation, or the story, we follow him throughout the story, is his resemblance. He pretty much looks like another human being. And so if he wants to go on vacation, or if he wants to do these things that are human in a sense, we don't question it as readers. Whereas if another robot that looks like a robot, has the robotic arms, and the features are not, once you look at it, it doesn't resemble like a human being, you have that consciousness, I guess, as a reader, we have that consciousness to distinguish it from these other robots that look like human beings. And so when they both display the same type of emotion, there's like this subtle hint at how we might distinguish, or discriminate in supposing that one might be evoking human emotions, as opposed to mimicking humanity. That could be the case, or that could be an argument that can be made based on reflecting upon the series. And Adam really does a great job of delivering at the end here how the story develops, and just the complex emotions that the series is. I don't want to spoil it or anything. It's just gorgeous. Yeah. So now the spine is a plus. 8 volumes, concise, to the point, and everything's good. So one of the better series, I think. A lot of people consider it their favorite. I do love it. So I'm not going to compare it to Monster, because Monster is another beast of its own, and the storytelling is very different. It deals with different worlds. The downside is some of the drawings can be similar, and that some of the facial expressions a little bit do resemble, but yeah. Oh, another thing that I particularly well, that is that with Urasawa. We're done with Urasawa here now. I think one thing I as opposed to getting manga in what format. So this is the omnibus, which I think in this case this is what needs to be what one should go for in my particular case. I definitely like this one better, but you know I have a conundrum when it comes to 20th Century Boys. So I got this here. It's the omnibus looks beautiful, but at the same time, this is it looks gorgeous. So there was a dilemma for me personally when it came to choosing which one. You know, which one would I choose? And also I got this from the half price books, and I was like, eh. Then I opted out for this, so I just got an extra here. I gotta get volume 2, but I didn't get volume 2 because I already read guy had 3 and 4 in this, and well, I gotta go get 2. So it's like the question is, well, to get the omnibus, or not. Sometimes, for instance, the Knights of Sidonia has that big omnibus, and then the vertical has a beautiful one. The smaller. This one is it here, somewhere back here. Let's go here. So Knights of Sidonia has this particular ones. We just look at that. It's gorgeous. And then when you look at these smaller these covers, they look gorgeous, and I just like the way they feel. Whereas the bigger one, which I don't have, that one actually does more justice to Nihe's art, because it fleshes it out. So it is like, well, what are you gonna get? And the other thing is also these ones are out of print, so I'm guessing the better option is to go for the omnibus or the bigger edition. But then, as a collector, where are we gonna get editions every time they reprint and do a bigger, So I just found out with Helsing. I just found out somebody commented it on my last manga haul that they're doing the same thing that they did to the Berserk. They're giving it that beautiful, bulky editions. So it's like, well, I already got 6 volumes and I only have 4 more volumes to go. Do I abandon ship and, I'm probably not even going to resell them for the same amount of price that I got it for. Whereas everybody's probably just opting out and waiting for the reprint for those beautiful, bulky, those same Berserk editions. Because those editions are just gorgeous. So it's like, what does one have to do? So it kind of sits. So I kind of opted out. I mean, there has to be a medium where you have to sacrifice an edition for another. Whereas, because I can't get all omnibuses every time. And like with Berserk, there's 40 volumes of the smaller ones, and then the other one is going to take years before they're printed. And somehow along the way, along the way, we won't know if they're even going to be finished printing. Dark Horse might just abandon it in the middle. Can happen. And this one, same thing. I'm waiting right now. We're volume 6 is out, and then we have to wait. Probably is going to be same thing, 9 or 10. Yeah. So we got no. It's probably going to be 12 or 13 of these omnibuses. So that means it's probably going to be another year before the series is done. Whereas if you just find these, you can just finish the series, enjoy it, read it, be done with it. But I opted out for this, and I have to wait. So sometimes, that's where's the line? Where do we draw the line between getting, as opposed to like the flowers right over here? I got the same problem. There are 4 omnibuses, but these ones are out of print, and I don't have all of them. Yet I have a particular attachment or fascination with these vertical small releases. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm stuck. Yeah, so I was just thinking about that. I was like, when I found out for Helsing that they were gonna do that, I'm like, okay, do I stop collecting and wait or do I just finish it? Because I only have 4 volumes left. Might as well just collect it and come with me, you know. So, and that is that with the omnibuses. But thanks for watching and adios.